Hi, everybody. Welcome to June. Oh my God, it's June. Of course, I wasn't on yesterday, so I wasn't able to say that then. You probably were, Jean. But
Yes, I was
yeah,
on. Mhm.
okay. But happy weekend to everybody and happy June to everybody. I'd love to shout out today to Kelly Healer. It is her birthday today. Happy birthday, Kelly. She's a wonderful member of our community. And also happy birthday to all June babies out there. Thank you so much. As you can see, I was lucky enough to get Madam Sun Psychic Jean back.
Wow. Oh, I thought you were pointing to your sun coming in your window. You actually have
Oh
the
no,
sun
no,
coming in your.
it's a light. It's a light. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
no, that's a light. This is you. Okay. So
Okay.
this this is Jean. And I'm glad to have you back. Jean's got a very busy month ahead. So but I've snagged her for 2 times, and Terry Suzuki's going to be back 2 other times for me. And it's always a pleasure to work with anyone. I mean, you, of course, Terry, of course, anyone else that has come in and helped me, including Terry Renner, including Val Kay, and Marina has actually stepped in as well. And Diana has. So
Wow.
thank you so very much for being here, Jean. Always love having you and
Well,
being
you're
with
welcome. It's a pleasure
you.
being here, and it's a coveted spot that was created by the one and only Susan Lynn, and you two created this and just kept the momentum going. I mean, it's
It's
amazing
been
your
a long time.
dedication
Yeah.
to the practice, to the offering, to the time slot. It's a time slot that not many other people have going on, and it's really just a wonderful blessing for all of us.
Well, thank you, my dear. Thank you. If you weren't able to see the show that Jean had last Sunday with us, a lot of the community came on to have a discussion. It's really good, and you get to learn about some of the other folks in the community. And Jean had done it very, very much spur of the moment, and everybody rallied and came in, and it went over 2 hours. So it was just a wonderful, wonderful idea, Jean. So thank you so much. So let's say hello to some folks. We have Leah and Paul. I have your question. Renuka, I have your question. Sherry, I have your question. You guys came in early. Hi, Anne. And Anne, I have your question. Hi, Ness. Ness, I have your question. Hi, Craig Dixon. I have your question. Hi, Sean. Terry at Holding Your Space. Hi, sweetheart. It's good to see you. Yes, Sean, I got you for a reading. Butterflies are free. Welcome, and I have your question. Hello, Teresa Ford and Rush. Ness loves your top, Jean. It's all very pretty. Julie Hamill and Carolyn. I hope Peter is doing well. He had to go into the hospital yesterday or the day
Oh,
before. I hope he's much better, dear. Give us love to him. Hi, Barbara. Gatekeeper. Ginny, always a pleasure, Ginny. Thank you. Tuta Speaks is here. Yay. Hi, JJ.
hi, JJ.
We have Mary Thornberry, and we have our lovely Linda Kennedy.
Hi, Linda.
Look who else is here. Terry Suzuki.
Oh, it's
Woo.
so great to see you, Suzuki. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming.
Yes. Sherry Kirk is here. Sacred Key Coast is
Stacy.
here.
Stacy. Hi, Stacy.
Oh,
Thanks
that's
for
Stacy.
coming.
Okay. Hello. Sharon O'Brien, and I got your question. What happened? It bounced away from me. It always does that. All right. Jan's Free is here, and Teresa Ford. I really love that Keith starts with you in the beginning, and that created the beautiful co-host format. It really built the community. Oh, thank you, honey. And he was supposed to stay, but he didn't. But you know what? I'm bringing him back in. Yeah, he's a little bit at a time. Go ahead, Jean.
I just said that that's exactly right, because you had created this co-host thing that
Uh-huh.
with him, and if it wasn't that he chose to leave, none of this would have ever occurred. So that's right,
Very true.
Teresa.
Yeah,
Mhm.
thank you. Thank you, Teresa. Never looked at it that way, but you're probably right. Thank you. Yep. All right. And we have Wiki here this morning. All right, Julie, I got your question, and I got Barbara's question. Let's see. What Terry says, why am I waving back at you? I do the same thing, Terry. When you guys say, "Oh, hi, Aley," I'm like, I do the same thing. It's just a natural thing to do, I think. Yes. Hi, light worker. Hi, CJ. Yes, I got your question, light worker. And Mary Ellen's here. MEJ, thank you, dear. All right. All right, Jan, I'm going to close the questions at this point. You wave and talk back, JJ? Well, we'll wave back at you as well. Good. I'm going to be on with JJ on 6/6 because we always meet on 1-1-2-2-3-3-4-4-5-5-6-6.
Oh, nice.
We do that every time. Gatekeeper. Oh, Carl. All right, I'll put you guys at the end, but we're already going to have to close because we've already got 16 questions. And hi, Nancy. But I will tell you that we are taking them in random order. I'm going to try to get people that don't always get a reading because they either come in way too late or they're brand new. And then we'll go back and work with the folks when we have time that are that we normally read for all the time. And
I do the same thing, Aley, and because I know that sometimes YouTube is a little slow on the notifications, and I have my phone set up, and sometimes I don't get the notification until 20 minutes after the hour. And I'm not sure if they can't push out that many or what the reason is, but so I like to try and leave some, at the end if possible.
Yeah. I guess we're all doing the same thing, waving at people that are calling out our names. That's cute. Yeah, no, I really think it matters. And, we want to build the community. And if we don't read for newer people or people that may come in late and not ever get read, then how are we going to build the community of other people that are very valuable to every one of us? So, hi, Polly. Welcome to the show. It's nice to see you as well. All right.
Aley, I wanted to read out your banner below because I'm not sure if people see that it says,
okay,
this is a mediumship show. First and foremost, random order reads, all may not be able to be read. Mediumship first, and please include the first name of the person and the relation. Other list a specific area of question, like and make sure you use caps. From what I hear, we all click on anything in caps, and that would be your question. And if you follow this format, it really does help us to get right into your question and move on to the next when necessary.
Thank you, Jean. Yes. And I'm sorry it's scrolling. It's a little irritating when we're trying to read something, but yes, very much so. The Medium show really helps. And I'm going to say, Paul came in early because he didn't realize caps, but I did see him and I've got him. But he says,
no, it's not a rule.
No, it's okay. But he says, my cousin Tim. So we know that his name is Tim. We know it's Paul's cousin. And it's a message from, we were closest kids, any messages from him. So we know it's a mediumship question. We know that it's Paul's cousin. It helps Jean and I get into where we need to go. So thank you, Paul, for your question. All right. Okay, Ness.
I'm not sure if he liked Westerns. He's showing me somebody with a cowboy hat on, but it's not, it's almost like a straw hat. It's not a cowboy hat. It's a little bit like in that shape. And it's more of a straw hat. It's more of like, you know how we used to do the line dancing back in the 80s for the Westerns were really big. I think he really liked that. Maybe he was into country music, but he's showing me himself with a straw hat on in a cowboy style. He's also coming forward and and saying that these things in his life were enhanced his life and enriched and added flavor, color, dimension, and variety in his life. And he's encouraging you too, Paul, to pursue your interests, pursue your uh, what do I want to say? Like your interests and your hobbies and your what makes your heart smile. And this will enrich and enhance your life as well. He's saying that make the most of every moment. He said, don't take yourself too seriously. He says, and he's doing well. He's doing well, and I feel as though maybe he had some trouble with his breathing. He's showing me breathing and maybe getting around. So perhaps that was a little bit connected. And he's also showing me that he doesn't regret anything. So he may have been a smoker, the cowboy kind of thing earlier in life. And while I don't condone smoking at this point, he's saying that he lived his life to the fullest and understanding that it may have shortened his days, that he doesn't have any regrets about that. The only thing he does, and he does urge all of us to be aware of, is to make sure you don't regret not doing something you've always wanted. So I'm not sure if there's something there, Paul, that you may have always wanted to do, like this, like being here, is he's encouraging you to do that. But he's a lovely soul.
Uh-huh. Wow. It's when you brought up the smoking thing, I could see the Marlboro Man, and I believe that his foot or something was going like this in an ad. He was doing something and there was a movement. And it was so cool to be the Marlboro Man because it meant you were tough and that's the Western idea as well, Jean. So it's like it connected for me that was probably true. If he wasn't a smoker, then he might have for a while walked around and pretended to be the Marlboro Man. I don't know. But Tim is saying, you don't have to do anything differently than you are right now, Paul. You just need to keep your mind open. Keep your mind open to all the possibilities that exist in what we cannot see and what we can see. He said, it's an act of love that you have decided to come here and learn more about other things that you may or may not have understood in the past. Tim says maybe he went through some hardship, or maybe you did as children. I'm wondering if the two of you bonded really well because there wasn't a lot that you had. So, for fun, maybe you rode your bikes, or maybe you played, runaway games or whatever. But whatever it was, he says, we got through it together. And he says, I've been watching you from afar. Look at this. He's got binoculars out here, even though it's a lady. He says, it's an act of love. I'm one of your guides now, and you can always call on me. That's why I'm in your mind. But I love this. I was very proud of my ancestry and having you as my cousin. I believe that you and your cousin Tim have had many lifetimes together. You made a contract to come back and be together again. And he said, when it's your time, cousin, I'll be there to greet you at the pearly gates. But there's no hurry, so don't rush. All right. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. I hope this reading really helped you a little bit.
Yeah. And I just want to make sure that everybody, when we're doing mediumship, it's important for you to be in the chat here with us. And it makes
connection.
I know I was with Mark yesterday and somebody asked a question and it developed into such an amazing, inspiring teaching moment. And the question just developed. And it was just really amazing, and it gave the person who had the question an ability to research for herself a lot more. You'll have to watch it. Go to Mark. We both simulcast yesterday, 12:30, and it's our usual monthly, but it was really beautiful the way that these questions, because people were in the chat responding, and it
Yeah.
really helped to develop and to reveal what truly was important for all of us to learn. And I mean,
Sure.
all of us. It was really
That's
neat.
clarity. And even if it's something that's said that people are not aware of, like I didn't know that about my cousin or whatever, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just the way to move into that and to get that back and forth, it really does matter quite a bit. So if somebody over on Jean's channel wouldn't mind, please writing that the questions have been closed now for a while, and I have it down the bottom. I'm sorry we can't take any more questions today. And thank you for being here. Maybe something will resonate with you for that you hear from someone else. I always get a message from my dad through other people's readings at times. So yeah, it happens. It really happens. All right. So we have Sherry Kirk here, and Sherry says, my heart needs a message from my husband, Dennis. I need to hear from him. Okay, sweetheart. Thank you for posting.
He's saying that star that we see in your picture, that's him in your heart. He is that star. Do you see that reflection in the picture in
Mm-hmm.
her?
Yes, I do.
He's saying that is, when you see this sort of star or reflection, or that's him. If you see a flash in the corner of your eye, that's him. And he wants you to know that he is and always will be your husband. He is and always will be your soulmate, the love of your life, and you are the love of his life. He's letting you know that the love and the connection is still there. It just changed proximity, changed forms. And I understand that it's the closeness, it's the companionship that is missing, but the connection is still there. And you can write letters to him and ask him for advice. He's saying he's still there for you. And a lot of times it comes through in your own thoughts, in your own words, or in your own voice. And this is him. Or somebody else might say something, and you'll be like, my husband used to say that to me all the time. Like, and that's him. That's actually him. That's him saying that. And he wants you to know that he is not going anywhere without you. He wants you to know that you're strong, you are beautiful, and that he would never leave you. And he understands the difficulty with the physicality separation. I feel as though you still have his clothing. Maybe you can get some of his clothing made into pillows, so you can just sit and hold on to a pillow of his and like smell his clothing or his cologne. I know you reminisce with his pictures, and even just it's the small things. It's the mundane things. It's how he came to breakfast every morning. It's what his little, he would leave his shaving stuff all in the sink. Whatever it is, you miss it all. And all of it is he understands that the degree in which you yearn to connect with him. And he just wants you to know that I am here for you. He says, just call me in. Ask him to come into your dreams and say, I would like for you to come and show me and come and visit me in my dream and let me know you're okay. Give me some reassurance and come to me in my dreams. And my spirit guides, please allow me to remember when he comes into my dreams. Remember, and you may not happen the first night, may not happen the first week, but if you keep continuing to ask for it, it'll build on the energy. And I know it will happen for you, Sherry.
Oh, that's beautiful, Jean. Thank you. This card cracks me up. It's like, it's a woman looking at cards and it says prophecy. So I'm getting the idea that Dennis is saying, "You doing this again, Sherry? You can talk right to me, girl. You don't have to have cards. You don't have to. You don't have." But then he says he comes in the chicken suit. Every time I get the chicken suit, he's laughing. He's laughing, and he's saying, "Oh, you know, here you go again. Yeah, I'm right with you. Don't worry about it." But it's funny how those two came in together. And so he says, "You can ask for a visitation anytime. Open up the window. You don't even need to open the window. I've managed to get through without you opening up the window." But yes, I do, as a person who works with dreams, I do believe that he either has come to you or wants to come to you in dreams. I spend like sometimes hours in my mind, at least, because time is so fluid, with my dad in dreams. We're chatting, we're having coffee, we're doing all kinds of stuff. We do some silly things too that don't make any sense, but I know that he's visiting me, and I know that's what it's all about. Finally, he says, did you have some kind of a job, Sherry, that you were working in service to others, or did he work in service to others, like a EMT or a fireman or policeman, or you were a nurse? I don't know. Anyway, he's recognizing it. He's recognizing that there's a connection with a service job. And so I'm just going to leave that there. But honestly,
All the best to you, Sherry. She says, yes, she did keep everything, even his cologne.
Oh, that's beautiful, honey. Your daughter's a nurse. Okay. That's where the connection is. That's beautiful. Yep. I guess he wants you to say hello to her. Yeah. Yep. Thank you very much, Sherry. And this is why it is helpful, like Jean said, to have you in the chat to verify those types of things. Yes. All right. I'm going to stick right now with Sean G. I need to know your dad's first name, please. If you could put that in from Jean's channel, I would appreciate it. We will read for you. Sharon O'Brien would love to hear from her mother, Helga. Her birthday's Tuesday. Oh, you celebrate it. Helga wants you to celebrate it. She says, get a cupcake, Sharon, at least, and light it.
Absolutely. So Helga is telling me, Sharon, that you two were close. She's telling me that she was young when you were born, or younger. I would guess in her 20s is what I'm referring to. And she's saying that you two had time to spend together before her passing. She's saying that it was a beautiful opportunity to, it was almost like looking into her own soul. It was almost like, it was a beautiful opportunity. I don't know if your mother had the chance to connect with her mother. I'm not sure if your grandmother passed early, but she's saying that the opportunity to look into your eyes and to learn about your soul and your personality and your character really was a beautiful memory of hers, and that you two are not two peas in a pod, but you two have very similar dispositions, or like level of seriousness, like your voice, the vibration that you put across, whether or not you share advice to other people in the same way. She said that there's something similar that you two do, and that you miss her being around, because you would see eye to eye on this, and you would be able to share information on that as well. But she's just saying thank you very much for the birthday wishes, and she's saying I'm never very far away, and she's in your heart as well, and she just wants you to know that she's really excited for you and your new pursuit of your spiritual growth.
Okay, Sharon, this may be an unusual question, but has your dad passed? Did he pass first, or if he has passed, and or did your mom pass first? Just a question that, because I get a lot of men in my reading. So anyway, I'm going to throw that out there and see if you have. So the first thing I get is somebody was a wise guy. I love this card because it reminds me of John Belushi in, how he used to be a real wise guy and he always wore sunglasses. But that's why I'm wondering if that's your dad. Was he kind of like a wise guy and maybe treated mom, and maybe even if he's still alive, he could have been that way. I don't know. But here is what I get first. That the other thing I'm getting is that one person survived after another. Mom passed 2 years. Thank you. That's it then. Yes, he said I feel bad that I survived and she went first. That's what it is. That's what it is. So dad is coming through kind of regretful. And honestly, Sharon, that's what happened with my parents. My father was supposed to pass because he was very ill, and my mother passed first. My father lived for 4 more years. So that's what this is. Oh, I wish she could have just not had me around and had her own freedom and that kind. Yeah, I knew it. He said that has haunted me for a long, long time, that she had to go first. Interesting. So whoever it is that we want sometimes gets overshadowed by what is needed to be said. So that's what I'm getting here. He said her absence really hurt everybody so badly, including myself. And look, he's holding on to a hand of a child. So of course you're his child. And I'm getting here that both of them are saying, Sharon, you are overcoming some obstacles that have been put in your path now for a while. And we're so, so proud of you. Please know that we are together with you as jointly, no matter how we got along when we were on the earth, it doesn't matter. We are here for you in what you're going through. And they are so, so proud of you, Sharon. And I got chills all over. Dad said, I didn't mean to step in and quash anything, but your mother and I will celebrate her birthday and you're in our hearts. So that's for you, Sharon. I hope that. Okay. Yeah. You assumed your dad would pass first based on fit. Yep. Yeah. Wow. He really feels badly that he died before her. Oh my goodness. My chills. Ooh. Whew. Yeah. Thank you, dear. Hi, Carl. No, we're not taking any more questions. I'm so sorry, but I'm glad you're here. Much love to you, Sharon. Your parents are really, really sending out their love to you.
Absolutely. Right. All the best to you, Sharon.
Yes. So Sean G said that her dad passed away 2 years ago, and his name was Patrick. So that's what we.
He's coming in slowly for me. He's coming in like on the wind or on a cloud. He's showing me like swirls. I don't know if he'd like to fly. Was he an artist as well? I know you are. He's showing me that they're quite creative visions that he's showing me as he's coming in. He's also showing me cigarette pack. These cigarettes were all white. It must be the theme. Isn't there like a theme through all of them?
Hmm.
He's also showing me that there was something in the chest. I'm not sure if it was the heart or lungs or even esophagus, around something in that mid chest region. But he just wants you to know that he's okay where he is now, and he's trying to identify himself with this. He's not saying that this is going on while he's over on the other side. He's coming forward and trying to identify himself, and I asked them to give me certain things for identification. And he's also showing me a cat. There's a cat with him. And he's also showing me a cane, but the cane was a little more stylish. Like he had style, he had flair, he had creativity, he had artistic flair, and he had heart. He was very he was a sensitive man, in the sense that he maybe he even liked music. You know how soul singers need to be sensitive? Like, this is what I'm feeling from your dad. He's coming through and showing me like how he feels and how he really cared and how he was sensitive in that way. And he's saying he was creative and he loved cats. Not loved cats, but he's showing me cats. He loved, these things in his life. He's also showing me how much he loved you. He's showing me that he was not able to be in your life for his whole life. He said, you grew up way too fast. He said that, and I left way too soon. He said, there were no missed opportunities. And he said, every opportunity we had was necessary and meaningful. And that the two of you grew in connection with each other as needed. And that there was no need for him to have a longevity of life in order for you to continue that relationship. He also did not want to be a burden to anybody. I'm not sure if he lived alone or if he had difficulty getting around. I do see him having some sort of medical problem that prevented him from being everything that he wanted to be, and he did not want to be a burden to the family. But he's really a beautiful man, in his soul, in his heart, in his kindness, in his words, and he only he's very proud of you. And he says that you see him in the mirror. When you look in the mirror, you say, I look just like my dad. He's saying that some characteristics you can see, and that just know that he's always around you, and that you can simply look in the mirror and will connect with him. He thanks you for the prayers and for honoring him, and for the place of honor for his picture, portrait, wherever you have a photo of him. And he's saying he's taking care of the family. I'm not sure if there's other siblings and your mom, if your mom's still here, but he's saying he's watching over the entire family as well. I'm just going to go ahead and stop there. Oh, geez. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So initially, before this, she did say that she wasn't in his life some of the time, so he was more distant, and that made sense. So this is what he wants to say to you from my cards: is he's making a promise to you, and I realize you're both not white men with straw hats, but the message is he's making a promise that, given the opportunity to incarnate with you again, he will not be that way. He will spend more time with you, because he recognizes that that isn't what he should have done for whatever reason he did. He wants you to be at peace. He wants you to know that this place over here is fabulous, and not to be afraid of it when the time comes for you, that he will be there for you. He promises that as well. He said he has no expectations for what it is you're doing in your own life. That's your walk. That's what you are meant to do. but I'm seeing that he's overlooking you and just really beaming with pride at how beautiful you have become. And he wants to just let you know that he's sending you strength to get through some of the hard times. He says it's very difficult to be up here to see a loved one going through tough times, and everybody does at some point or another. But please know you can call on me, and I'm always there for you, Sean. So thank you so much. Thank you. You have a picture of him on your altar. Well, that's beautiful. I think that he's definitely recognizing that as well. And that's why he's making that promise to you. So, wow. Thank you so very much, dear. I hope that message gave you some peace.
Did you see Sharon's feedback? She said,
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Mom and I were close. She
Uh-huh.
lost her mother at 10 years old, so she didn't get that opportunity. And apparently I am most like her mother. Okay. Wish I hadn't met my Oma. My parents loved each other and were married just under 60 years. Thank you, Sharon, for letting us know that. Thank you very much.
My mother's mother died when she was 5, and I never met her either. So yeah, I get it. I totally get it. We have a lot in common, Sharon O'Brien. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
And as do a lot of others. I mean, it rings, we have these similarities in our lives. There's more similarities than there are differences in all of our lives. We're just not alone. We're not alone in these things that occur. I see Connie Epley. Hi, Connie. And she says, my husband smoked. He tried to quit and it lasted 2 days. I used to smoke and it was the hardest thing I ever had to do was quit those cigarettes.
Oh,
It was
Jean, I can't see you doing that. That's interesting.
I did all in my 20s. I would go disco dancing, Aley. I would go disco dancing and I'd have these long necklaces on and I would disco dance and smoke at the bars or, the dance clubs. And that's where it all starts. But yeah, it's hard.
And it is very difficult to stop once you have started. And if you're disco dancing and you're smoking at the disco, your eyes also got that. As a matter of fact, my doctor thought I was a smoker because I have smoker's eyes, which means my parents smoked in the car and I sat between them. And so I got all that secondhand smoke. So no offense to them, they didn't know. But yeah. Oh, Hypnicity, you were a 2-pack a day smoker. Wow. JJ said this is the tobacco day.
It is, JJ. And in the very beginning, we had the Marlboro Man, and then we had somebody else who smoked, somebody else. And our loved ones come through with this line of similarities, synchronicities. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but oftentimes they do come through in this theme, and it's purposeful. It's not by accident. It's not random. Spirit works in magnificent ways.
Yep. Oh, JJ, windows up in the car. Everyone smoked around you as a kid. Yep. We all and we survived. Thank goodness, huh? Hi, Valerie, Illumination Portal. All right, Polly. I've never read for Polly before. And again, I'm taking these in random order, everyone. No offense to anybody with a question, but we're trying to get some folks also that have never been read. So Polly's here, and her mom is Daria, I believe. So
yeah, and Polly, just say hi, make sure we're still here. But these are mediumship, and it takes a little bit more effort, time, and energy to go through these.
Good, she is here. Okay, great. My next one will be, by the way, let's see, will be Jan's free. So Jan, just let us know you're here, please. All right.
I like your name, Polly. I don't know if that's a screen name or if that's your real name, but I like that name.
That's your real name.
She's showing me a white magnolia. It almost looks like a white magnolia, a white flower. And I'm not perfect with my types of flowers, so it would look like a white magnolia. But she's coming through with this white magnolia. I'm not sure if this was one of her favorites. She's also coming through with a very delicate scent. So she may have liked something like lilies of the valley or something like this with a very light white scent. She's also she's showing me she was religious in a certain degree, not overly, but she had ethics and boundaries and principles that she lived by. Principles is the better word I was looking for. But she had principles and she really lived by them herself. And I'm not sure if that's the way she was brought up, but she made it like a promise to herself, and she was very much dedicated towards her own principles. She was not one to tell everybody else, oh, you need to pray, oh, you need to do this, oh, but she would do this and perform this and behave this, and others notice this and would respect her because of this. But she really loved living with these principled I don't know if they were rituals or ceremonies, but she enjoyed connecting and being a part of a larger group. And she's telling me that it brought her so much comfort and connection that she was longing. I'm not sure what happened in her childhood or with her parents, but she did always long for that connection. And not sure if your dad was always there in her life, but there's something that she was always longing for, and perhaps you too are longing for this connection. And what I am deducing is she's saying that maybe it's this spiritual connection that she had hints of and bits of, and always looking and learning. Maybe she liked this meditation or prayer or something that she would do, whether it's the beads of, in any tradition, but she would be very ritualistic and principled and in a devotional kind of a way, and not as an overt kind of a domineering kind of way. It was very much her own personal devotion. And I feel as though she had what you have, is a little tendency to connect to the spirits and to the other side, and have these synchronicities, and maybe even angels come into your life and whisper to you and have things happen for you. But she wants you to know that she is in connection with you, and she does appreciate all of your prayers, and you pray for her soul, and you pray for all the souls of your ancestors, and she is honored by the sincerity and the honor that you truly there's an authenticity that they feel when you're authentically honoring and praying for the souls of your loved ones. It carries far and wide. And she's saying thank you, because the blessings come right back to you. And I'm just going to go ahead and stop there, because she is a big talker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
She was
Paul
true
Fried.
to her. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Paul Fried, we read for you first, so you'll have to go back and listen, sweetie, to that if you want to hear what we said. Just so you know. Okay, I'm sorry, Jean.
Polly says, yes, she was true to her own beliefs, agreed would be a comfort to her. And my dad worked a lot. They came from Bulgaria with no family. She longed for connection. She longed, she had like not a wound, but like an emptiness in her that she always longed for, where this ritual and beliefs really helped her to deal with and work through.
Excellent. Excellent. I love this picture. The reason I love this picture is because she looks like a Pollyanna, and this lady's name is Polly. And so she says, Polly, I want you to love yourself. You might already do that, but if you don't, she said, please love yourself. We women that lived in other generations, we worried about everybody else, but we didn't worry about ourselves. And so please take the time to love yourself. She says, I love you dearly. Please love yourself. That's what she keeps saying. And look, this kindred came up, but this was way before you posted this. So I'm guessing, kindred, because I'm guessing she probably carried on some Bulgarian beliefs or foods or things like that. And she wanted you to realize where you came from and that she was really the only one that could do that because there wasn't anybody else around if Dad was working too. She said, oh, your middle name is Anne. Okay. That's awesome. She says, your perception of me is correct. And my perception of you, I see you. I see you. She wants you to know that she really does believe that she comes to you in dreams. And she wants you to believe whatever that comes to in dreams is her, and she's bringing her energy to you. And she wants you to know how much she loves you. What I get here is totally mom and daughter connection that's really, really deep. I don't know if you have any other siblings or if you were an only child or not, but she's showing that, you two did have this beautiful, beautiful connection, and you still do, she says. Don't believe anything otherwise, because it's still there. Wow.
Pollyanna, for sure. And her name was Anne. Anna. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's amazing. Thank you so much. Whoops. Wait a minute. Oh, everything kind of went wonky here. Everything blew up to 90%.
She said her mom passed when she was 20, similarly to the last reading. And she said, Polly says that Polly is spiritual, and that her mom did talk a lot. So I said, she keeps talking, so I'm going to stop. I had to cut it off because she would have kept going. But yeah.
she had a lot to say. She probably been waiting a while to come through. All right. Okay, so we have Jance Free, who's out walking with Mom right now. Thank you for the love and care you give your mom. Connect to Uncle Ping, who passed away, my mother's brother. Oh, I can understand why you want to hear from him, Jan.
So, I'm getting that he was able to take his authority or his place or his head at the family, even though he may have been the last relative to pass or the most recent relative to pass, that he's saying, I feel him saying, and your mom, that he's able to jump ahead into the place in line. I'm not sure if he was the head of the family or if he was expected to be the head of the family, or if you have traditions that follow suit. But he's just saying, even though I am the most recent, I'm not this way on the other side. I'm still where I'm intended to be in the family. Like he's still the leader on that side in some way, shape, or form. And he's the other family members are giving him the honor that he deserves to come up and be the leader, even though they may have passed first, and others that have passed before him give him the honor. And this is how they honored him. He's an honorable man. They honored him this way. They're saying that they wanted to give him this honor by bringing him and allowing him to be the head of the family. I'm not sure that it was expected, or a tradition, but it was something that they did for him in gratitude. And it's almost like a blessing or a something that, I don't know whether it was a challenge or a suffering or a sacrifice that he did in this world, whether he was in the military and risked his own life, or some sort of sacrifice that he made in this lifetime, that they honored him and moved him up to the head of the family. And he also wants you to know that honor, respect, authenticity, dedication, loyalty really are carries to the afterlife, and is very much, it's almost like there's, how much money you make isn't going to get you anywhere. How many cars you have in the driveway isn't going to get you anywhere. But when you honor and respect another human soul, another soul, this will, I feel as though he graduated, his soul expanded and grew and graduated, and this is the place of honor that they're giving to
Wow.
him.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. So as you said that, I pulled this out. It's like an old-fashioned bodybuilder type of person, but I'm sensing that it's not that his body was all built up, but the body of the work he did is what they're honoring him for. So I got the same kind of feeling here. The next card I get is innocent. Jan, he's talking about you as a little girl, I think. He's saying you were such an innocent little girl, and look at what you turned out to be, someone that takes good care of my sister, and that he loves you dearly for the sacrifices that you have made in your own life in order to do that. He says you're, so I get not only an innocent, but I get a wholesome girl. So I'm just sensing how proud he is of you, Jan. And he is enjoying his time on the other side with all the relatives that have gone before him. They're having sort of a little celebration up there and making their way for mom when it's her turn, and wanting you to know that mom will be able to remember everything once she gets here. Because she has dementia now, and so she doesn't remember a lot of things. But he says, I'm making way for her up here when it's her time. When it's her time, he says, for you, Jan, you need to. This is always comes through for you, Jan. Pause and take care of yourself, recognizing that it's you that is doing all the work, and you deserve just as much self-care as anyone else, even more. So Uncle Ping wants to send his love to you and his appreciation for all that you do. And also give my sis a kiss on the cheek. There you go. Some of you, I really am happy to see some of you are new here. Donna Marie, I see you here. I see you, Natosha. Unfortunately, we only have about 10 minutes left, and we can't even get to all the questions that we already have. So we hope that you will come back and see us. We have shows on quite often. If you subscribe, you can hit the button that will tell you when we're on, both for myself and for Sun Psychic Jean, who is here. You can put in Sun Psychic Jean and find her channel. I hesitate to put a link in the chat because it tends to not, you can sign up, but then it goes away. So just put those words in and you will be able to sign up and hit the bell, and you will see, see it.
We're on pretty regularly, so you can always stop back and ask your question. We'd love to read for you.
Yes, absolutely. So Craig visited his friend Denise Sanchez's resting place in the Santa Fe Veterans Cemetery on Memorial Day. That was very sweet of you. You know, Memorial Day is the day we always went to plant the flowers in my parents' and my grandparents' graves. So that's nice. She was a little girl who loved Elvis Presley. So I'm guessing that maybe Denise died as a little girl. I don't know. So we'll see what we can find out. Okay, Natosha. Yes, Sharon O'Brien. Hi, Denise.
Well, of course, Craig, they can see all. And this is what I hear them saying. Of course, Craig, we can see all. And she's saying, Denise is saying, it's we don't have a veil on over here. We don't have a cover over our eyes or the awareness or any disillusion on the other side. And look how strong this pendulum is swinging as a yes. She saw and heard you, and she knew the moment you had the thought of going there and visiting, her heart leapt like she was like, oh, he's thinking of me, or oh, he's, and it's an energetic thing. It's a connection. It's a frequency. It's an electronic pulse that they
Mhm.
feel. Denise was 9 years old when she passed. She absolutely can see, feel, and hear you. And she
Mhm.
knew it the moment you thought of going to visit her. That is the
Yeah.
moment that she knew. And she knew everything that you thought of to honor her, or to the effort that it took. She's just thrilled that you think of her. Even if you thought of going to visit her, it would be thrilling. And that she absolutely loved being remembered. Thank you very much. She wants you to know.
Oh, Craig, that's so cool. And I get here, things are of the earth, but feelings and thoughts and love are of everywhere. We can't take things with us when we go, but we can feel the love of all those things when we go. And she said, "You take care of yourself. I know you've just hurt yourself recently, Craig, and had to go and get. I think you hurt your hand, and it's. She wants you to take care of yourself." Absolutely. She says, "Thank you for She said, "You know how long it's been since somebody thought of me like this? Because she's been gone a long time." She said, "There's some change coming in for you, Craig. And she just wants you to know, to be open to the change that might come in. I don't know what it is, but she's watching over you." And she said, "It may take a new perspective for you to understand the change that's coming in. So be open to it." Yeah, there you go.
Beautiful. I love, what was that? What's your oracle deck there that you're using, Aley?
This one here is the Higher Self Oracle. Yeah, it's kind of
Really
a cool.
neat.
It is. Oh, Paul, I'm glad we hit the nail. You were close. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you went back and listened to it. Oh, you got a tingle on your left hand? Oh, the one you injured. She feels bad that you hurt yourself, Craig. Yeah, she really does. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. All right, so I'm going to call up a couple names here and see where to go next. If Gatekeeper 94 is here, let me know. Also, if Renuka is here, please let me know. And I'm going to say, are you still here, Teacher Barbara? Just in case we don't have. Gatekeeper's here. Thank you, Gatekeeper. Appreciate it. All right. Wow, here we go. My mentor, Jim Lester Clark, passed in 2017. Would you be able to get a message or advice from him? My name is Mary. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, dear.
Just the first thing, as I'm calling on him and bringing him in, I heard that you were his mentor. It's like you taught him. He learned as much from you as you did from him, and it was in a different way. You showed him how to. It was like you were honest enough to show him or tell him what was maybe how he could improve, and what was missing. He's saying your honesty and frankness and sincerity helped him to develop his approach or his style or his wording or his sensitivity, or like made him consider his approach again. And he learned from that. He learned from how you were learning or asking. He's saying that's all he ever wanted, was from people to learn and to grow and to avoid his own same mistakes by learning the wisdom that he's learned in his life and apply it to their own. And he's saying that this to him is success. And he said, takes one to know one. And he says that you do the same thing. We were writing together. And he's saying it takes one to know one. I do see this like collaborative.
Mhm. Mhm.
You both inspired each other and um, developed together. You say he was your mentor, but you did develop together. As you developed, he also developed. He's hesitating from getting into personal type of information, but he just wants you to know that sincerity, authenticity, devotion, dedication is these qualities, he's just saying that it's, it matters. It makes a difference. And it shows and it's noticed. He's saying it's
Wow.
noticed.
Bum, 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 bum. You need to toot your own horn and get your attention. He says, you got my attention. You got my attention. And I was so pleased to have it and work with you. And he said, you need to keep up that. You need to keep working on it, whatever it is. If you haven't finished it, finish it. If you have finished it, move on. He said, you got my attention and you always will. The second one is, maybe you didn't know if it would work out, and you got the prophecy card. This cracks me up because of her eyes, but it was like, I knew. He says, I knew you and I could work together, and we could write together, and we would be a very good dynamic duo. The second part I get is this one here, which is really funny. He said, I've mentored others in the past, but no one quite as instrumental as you have been. And I agree with Gene. He said, you taught me probably more than I taught you. Finally, he said, make sure that you listen. Listen to your heart. Listen to your dreams, because there are other things that I can teach you from here. I can, you ask me a question, what should I do about this? I can answer that. You'll get a thought, an idea, inspiration, and it's probably me. And you don't have to follow my advice. It's just, if you ask, I'll offer it. So, wow, very nice energy, beautiful energy that came in with this man or this. Yeah, thank you so much. All right, we have time for just one more. I'm sorry that we can't get to anybody else, but Jean has another show coming up at noon, 3:00. Is it 3:00
It is
Eastern time?
Eastern. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it on your channel or the Crone Zone? I can't. Is it?
It's with Ginger Faye. We're doing
Oh, it's with Ginger.
yes, we're doing
Okay.
our fun and uplifting and whimsical, and it's
Okay.
just, I love it. I love the energy. I love the
Good.
uplifting lightness that we can swim
Yeah.
in. It feels like. Mhm.
Yeah. So if you're wanting a reading, just for your guides and some of the other things that you've asked for, that maybe you can go to that channel and you can get one from Jean and Ginger, who is a wonderful gal. So yeah, a short reading for you, Teacher Barbara, on what can we tell you about your guides. All right. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you to everybody for being here today. Thank you for the feedback to those that we've read for. Much love to every one of you.
They said they hit the jackpot when they were assigned to you, Teacher Barbara. They never, they never thought that you would be so bold and so not daring, but adventurous, and throw caution to the wind, and really just move forward in life, and follow their guidance as much as you have. They said that it's been a pleasure and a honor to be your guide, and you've made their job so much easier. Your guides and you have had lifetimes together before, and they are like your best friends, and they have a loyalty to you that is undying. And they said, no pun intended, but they did say that you too are loyal, and you have loyalty, which is undying. You have ethics, you have principles. They have ethics, they have principles. And this is something that they taught you, and you don't even, not that you don't know that they taught you, but a lot of this, and I don't know if this is a real word, but a lot of this gumption that you have, I don't know if, but the gumption that you have is what they taught you when you were young, and they're just so thrilled that you're willing to play the game, you're willing to move forward, you're willing to take chances, you're willing to take advice. It's the willingness to move forward, and this is what all of our guides want us to do.
Yeah.
And that not everything works out for you. You still get right back up on that horse and keep riding. So they just love your tenacity, your dedication, and your willingness to keep pushing forward. And so I didn't tell you a lot about them, but they're a lot like you. They're a lot like you, and they do appreciate you.
That's funny. So Teacher Barbara, after the announcement of the indictments, went out and put a sticker on the side of her MAGA husband's truck that said 34 445. And so that took a lot of gumption. That's probably what yeah. They say you just be patient, Barbara, with the situation. To be patient. Trust that it will work out to whatever way that you need it to. And it says, we love what you did. Yeah. They just got as much moxie as you do, Barbara. So yeah.
Teresa Ford. Teresa Ford. She's
gumption.
This is silly, but I wanted to say petticoat gumption. Is that a real word? Does anybody know?
Yes, gumption is.
It
gumption.
is? Okay.
Yes, yeah. It's like you have a lot of moxie. You have a lot of
yeah. I didn't know if that was an expression.
And the women are going to save the world. So that's what our new thing is: petticoat gumption. There you go, girl. You coined it, Teresa Ford. Much love to you, honestly.
That's true.
Everybody, it's a good way to end it. That we can laugh. And much love to all of you. Thank you, Jean, as always. We'll see you in a couple
Thank
weeks.
you, everybody. Thank you, Aley. It was a pleasure, and quite the challenge to do mediumship. And it was a beautiful. Thank you very much for handling everything the way that you did. It was a beautiful show here today.
Thank you. I enjoyed it as well. Much love, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.